It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer, and I was walking around Aldi. I like Aldi. I shop there quite a lot, and they had their Oktoberfest event about a month ago now. It's now November 2025. Recording this video, I was wandering around about October, sort of end of November to October time, and I come across a can as part of their Oktoberfest festival of Erdinger Weißbra. 500ml can, and I thought, oh, that's a little bit unusual, because all I ever see in the UK, and it's quite a popular beer in the UK, it's available in Tesco's, Sainsbury's, I believe you can Morrison's, you can pick it up. You can probably pick it up in Asda too. The Erdinger Weißbra, but in a bottle. Now this is the predominant beer you find in the UK, a bottled Erdinger Weißbra. 5.3% ABV. What I like about Erdinger Weißbra is the fact that they haven't reduced the ABV like Franziskaner has in the UK. Franziskaner used to be about 5.2, 5.3% ABV. Now it's 5% ABV for the UK market. This being 5.3% ABV, they've left it alone. Great. But yeah, this is 5.3% ABV too, but it's in a can. And I thought, oh, I wonder if they have to produce it differently. I wonder if it's a slightly different process. I wonder if the beer's different. I wonder if it's slightly fresher because it's in a can. In Aldi, it was about £2, £1.80, £2 a can for this. This one's definitely going to be coming all the way from Germany and brewed in Germany. Yeah, product of Deutschland, Germany. Well, let's go for it then. Let's get it out. Let's get it into a glass and let's see what we get. Let's start off with the bottle. Brown bottle. There's the bottle cap. And this is the other thing with Erdinger and of course other Weiss beers, is that they want to be poured like this and then you sort of stop when you get to around that area there in the bottle. You can see the yeast. You can see that sediment in the bottom of the bottle. Lots of carbonation on this beer too. Look at that. Wow. It's in a Weissbier glass too, which hopefully you can pick up a Weissbier glass if you can, if you like Weissbier. It just elevates the flavour. It just works better in a Weissbier glass. So wash that last inch or two of beer around the bottom of the bottle and then get it into your glass. It's very important. It's very important you do that. There's a little bit of foam in the bottom of the bowl, but I got most of the yeast here into the glass. Gravity takes the yeast to the bottom, and all the sediment, I should say, to the bottom of the bottle. You whirl that round, you get it in your glass, because that's where all the flavour is. And this is the first thing, and I'm only thinking about this right now. You can't see the yeast in the bottom of the can you? It's impossible to see it in a can. So for anybody who's drinking Weissbier maybe for the first time, they won't know. Or you wouldn't know anyway, I suppose. It would take somebody to tell you. Now you've got to feel with your finger. Now you're like weighing it with your hands and mind. Now you're like, right, there's about an inch left in the bottom of the can. Really wash that round in the bottom of the can and get it in your glass. But it's not a visible thing anymore. You can't see it anymore. But look, it's there. Can you see it? Can you see that yeast making it, or that sediment making its way to the bottom of the glass? So that's something, you know, I thought, oh, I'll pick up a can. Then I'll pick up a bottle of Erdinger and I did that last weekend. So I've had The two different beers are probably a good month apart in terms of age. That's not going to matter with Weiss beer. Let's have a look at the two beers then. Is there etching? There's a little bit of etching on the bottom of this ABK glass, and it's causing the carbonation to rocket up a bit, causing head retention, whereas the Paulaner glass has no etching at all. But they do look the same beer, it's just it looks better in the ABK glass, I would say. But they look the same. We'll just double check. I want to get that last bit of beer from the bottle in the glass, just to make things fair. Right, here we go. The colour is exactly the same. Aroma, bottle. Yeah. Banana, cloves, spices. No, but I find Erdinger sweeter. I find Erdinger's Weiss beer a little bit sweeter than sort of your Franziskaner's and your Paulaners. It's a little bit more candied. Ooh. Now, I was about to say that the can's holding more freshness, but it's just that I'm trying to get it through. I'm trying to get the aroma through a massive head like this, whereas, yeah, there's no head here from the can, and you're really getting that sort of tutti fruity sweet aroma. Okay, let's dive into the two beers. Erdinger bottle. It is refreshing, it is different. I'll be honest with you, I tend not to buy Erdinger because I find it less of a Weiss beer than my favourites, which are Paulaner and the wonderful Franziskaner, which I absolutely love. Weißstefan is a good beer as well, you can buy that in Sainsbury's. I find Erdinger, because Erdinger is the largest Weiss beer brand in the world, they sell the most Weiss beer to everybody in the world. They're in that enviable position where they can... I just find it slightly watery. I just find it more... like, you get more of a creamy richness from other Weiss beers. It's very similar. Very similar. I will say that it does seem a bit brighter. It does seem a little bit brighter from the can. Bottle, can, bottle. Yeah. No, definitely. Definitely. It's, ooh. Wow. Right, okay. There's always been this indication. I was talking earlier on about Franziskaner being brewed at 5% for the UK market. No doubt that Erdinger in the bottle, they sell so much of it here in the UK. No doubt that there's a UK brewed version of this beer. No doubt that this is brewed for the UK market. Perhaps, even though the can is older, I said I bought this in early October, whereas I bought this mid-November, just a few days ago. The can's fresher. The can is probably, it's going to be, isn't it? It's the German version of Erdinger Weißbra. And it just has a little bit more of an edge. It's just a little bit more elevated. That banana and clove flavour is a little bit more elevated. It's got a creamier, richer mouthfeel as well than the British brewed version. Oh, that's really interesting. I was thinking to myself, oh, I'll do this review, I'll get around to it one day, and I have bought myself a bottle of Erdinger, bought the can 6 weeks ago. I finally done it, but now I'm thinking to myself, I should have done that. I should have done this earlier, because it's definitely, it seems different. Let's give it one more taste. Bottle. Now I'm drinking the can, I'm struggling a little bit. Now I'm getting some banana, now I'm getting some spices and clove. Can. Different beer. For me, different beer. Creamier, richer, more mouthfeel, more flavour. Wow. Wow, so, I mean, I never really buy it. I was saying earlier on. Now, if you can get the Erdinger Oktoberfest, now that's a different level. If you can buy the Erdinger Oktoberfest, that's one of my favourite Weiss beers of all time. Brilliant beer. But regular Erdinger, it generally stays on the shelf for me. I don't buy it in the bottle here in the UK. It always sits next to Franziskaner, and I always buy Franziskaner. Always. Franziskaner is just a different beast. It's just a much better Weiss beer. If I ever see the can though, if I ever see that German can for sale in the UK, then I'll be buying it. I'll buy 4 Franziskaners and I'll buy 4 cans of the Erdinger Weiss beer, and I'll mix and match them when I'm drinking them. 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 for the bottle version of this beer. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for the Erdinger Weiss beer in a can. A completely different beer. I hope you liked this video. It certainly surprised me. I hope it surprised you. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.